everybody. Welcome back into Lumpy's Lounge. I am so glad you stopped by here today because we have got a really cool story to tell today. But before we get to that, just remember, if you like what we're doing here, spread the word, tell your friends, share it on Facebook, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the little bell so you know when I post a new video, and you too can be an official lounge lizard. But today, we've got a pretty fun and very timely story all about my interaction with one of the greatest professional wrestlers of all time, Rowdy Roddy Piper. Now, I have been a pretty much lifelong professional wrestling fan. I was an absolute, total Hulkamaniac growing up. Not ashamed to admit it. Still not ashamed to admit it. But if there was a number two, it may very well have been Rowdy Roddy Piper. And the cool part of this story happens in 2015 when the big comic convention in our area was called Motor City Comic Con. Still is called Motor City Comic Con. And in 2015, they had Rowdy Roddy Piper as a guest. So I was all excited because I thought it would be really cool. As I had mentioned before, one of the things that I do as a hobby is I'm a costumer. So having been a Hulkamaniac growing up, that was one costume I put together just for fun. It's not incredibly accurate. I'm not 6'8". Of course, after 30 years of wrestling and how many back surgeries, Hulk Hogan isn't 6'8" anymore either, but that's a separate story. I'm not 300 pounds, so it was just for fun that I put together a Hulk Hogan costume. And I would wear that around the convention, just have fun, make people smile. I'd always get people who would ask me, well, can you do the voice too? And of course, I'd have to hit them with the, well, let me tell you something, brother. Because it's only fun if you actually do the voice. So I decided it would be funny to go and get an autograph from Rowdy Roddy Piper dressed up in my Hulk Hogan costume. So we got in the line, made our way through the line, and it's an amazing thing that you find is that a lot of times, not always, but a lot of times, the people, especially when it comes to pro wrestling, the people who play the biggest jerks on TV usually end up being some of the coolest and nicest people you would ever want to see. And that was definitely the case here with Rowdy Roddy Piper. He was absolutely amazing, so appreciative, took time with everybody, shook hands. You remember shaking hands, right? Well, hopefully we'll get a chance to be able to do that again sometime here soon. But, shake hands, talk to people, always appreciative, for the compliments they gave. And you could just tell he was really, really sincere with, the attention that he gave to anybody who would come to see him. So when I got to the front of the line, of course, I had to give him the, let me tell you something, Piper, which put the biggest smile on his face. Which naturally then put a big smile on my face, because that was kind of the whole purpose. And we chatted for a little bit, and of course, I got a chance to, thank him for all the years of entertainment and enjoyment and so on and so forth. And, he signed a picture for me, and we came around and took a picture together. And I figured, okay, that was it. That was cool. That was fun. And he said, wait a minute. And he had the person from the convention that was there with him. He told them, he said, go in that bag over there, get my phone. And he went and got his phone, and he calls me over. He says, "Come here." "Yes, sir." Rowdy Roddy Piper calls you over, you go over. "Yes, sir." What? He says, "Kneel down." "Yes, sir." Rowdy Roddy Piper tells you to kneel down. You kneel down. "Okay, no problem." And he proceeds to put me in a headlock to get a photo op for himself so that he could have a record of giving it to the Hulkster one more time. The interesting thing about Roddy Piper was he was almost always like mumbling to himself. So I'm there in a headlock, just in absolute wrestling geek fan heaven. And he's just there, and you can hear him. "You have no idea how much I'm enjoying this. This is so much fun. I'm enjoying this." So we got some pictures. Of course, it was obviously a memorable day for me. Turned out to be even more memorable because this was taking place in the middle of May, and at the end of July, Roddy Piper passed away. And there haven't been a lot of celebrity passings that have really, really gotten to me. Jim Henson was one. Peter Mayhew was one, for reasons we'll talk about another time. But Roddy Piper was one. That one got to me because it was so fresh from having this really, really cool interaction. And I said this was a timely video. I'm a day late. Sorry. But yesterday, April the 15th, is Roddy Piper's birthday. So I thought that would be a cool way to just kind of remember one of my favorites, one of the best. Hot Rod, thanks a lot. Thanks for the memories. Thanks for the enjoyment. And thanks for taking the time to make this wrestling fan have a memory that will last forever. See you next time in Lumpy's Lounge. Don't forget, you want to be a lounge lizard? Hit the like, hit the subscribe, spread the word, tell everybody you know. Let's get ourselves a big community, a big family here together, and we will see you next time.